I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm actually going to say it again right now because I think this chapter kind of backs up my opinion even more. Kenjaku is the best antagonist in the series so far, and at this point, it's not even really debatable. Seriously, I did not expect Kenjaku to return this chapter. I also didn't expect the more unfavorable return later in the chapter, but we'll get there, don't worry. I also didn't expect Kenjaku. I also did not expect Kenjaku to be the new head of the Kamo clan, kicking Noritoshi Kamo off his would-be throne, and also, I did not expect Kenjaku to be controlling Jujutsu headquarters.
That was totally wicked!
And at this point, he's already killed all of the Descenders that aren't entirely corrupted already. So yeah, at this point, he really controls it. This man is an absolute legend, and I'm gonna be honest, at this point, he's kind of basically Aizen 2.0. There's some slight differences, but the similarities are pretty glaring at this point. But hey, we love Aizen. Who cares? We already know Akutami loves Bleach as well and takes a lot of inspiration from it. This shouldn't be entirely surprising. Either way, we gotta get into this because we start off at the Kamo clan headquarters, the Kamo residence, whatever, doesn't matter. Kamo estate. You wouldn't live in a residence if you're the Kamo clan. You would live in an estate. You would be distinguished. Anyway, back to matters at hand, we start off with Noritoshi Kamo, the one we know as Noritoshi Kamo in the modern day. We start off with him back at the Kamo estate before he got the new fit, the new fade, the whole, new year, new me thing going on. Yeah, back then, he goes to the Kamo estate and Shinso, whatever his name was, some old dude that works around the estate. Either way, he's walking around and he doesn't notice Noritoshi Kamo as who he is. He just thinks he's some kid, some little brat, walking around the estate. Either way, this is because Kenjaku has him under some spell, some whatever, something technique, whatever he's doing to him. And later in the chapter, after Kamo gets to the head of the clan's room, Kenjaku tells us that he's wandering around 150 years in the past. This is why he doesn't notice Noritoshi as Noritoshi. And one thing that confused me is Noritoshi tried telling him, "Don't you recognize the head of the clan?" That really got me confused because at the end of last chapter, he said somebody else was the head of the clan. So that confused me. I'm like, wait, he said somebody else was the head of the clan, and he's saying he was the... So, at this point, he was under the impression he was supposed to be the next head of the clan, or he was, until Kenjaku came in underneath his nose, probably while he was gone, and took over the entire clan before he could get back or realize what was going on. This dude is a straight-up legend. Either way, yeah, this guy, Shino, whatever, old dude, does not recognize Noritoshi. After realizing this, when he tells him, "I would never forget the face of the head of the clan. You look nothing like Noritoshi-sama." He's not referring to him. He is referring to the previous Noritoshi Kamo, who we know was also Kenjaku. So this is a big thing to remember here. Noritoshi Kamo, the original one, was Kenjaku. Kenjaku, we could assume, was already the head of the Kamo clan once before. Before everybody found out about the disgusting, nasty experiments that Noritoshi Kamo, aka Kenjaku, was doing with all the cursed wound death paintings and that woman, and yeah, before he became one of the most hated, if not the most hated sorcerer in all of history. Before that, he was probably the head of the Kamo clan. This is also probably why he was able to corrupt and take over Jujutsu Society, Jujutsu headquarters, so easily. He was probably once very influential in the Jujutsu headquarters on the conservative faction that he is now abusing and corrupting even further today. So yeah, all of this really stretches back to Kenjaku's previous life as Noritoshi Kamo. This is also why Shino, walking around back ages ago, looks at Kenjaku and recognizes him as Noritoshi, the head of the Kamo clan. Anyway, that takes care of the Kamo clan, basically been brainwashed into thinking Kenjaku is still Noritoshi Kamo, still head of the Kamo clan, so new Noritoshi Kamo can't be the head of the clan. Over to Jujutsu headquarters, because this was much more intricate. Now, the conservative faction of Jujutsu headquarters is extremely corrupt, and they can be controlled by Kenjaku, and they have already been controlled by Kenjaku before all of this has started happening. He already had his hands on it, and the conservative faction was called the core of Jujutsu headquarters in this chapter. This means a couple things. One, Kenjaku does control the core of Jujutsu headquarters, meaning he does have control over it. But if the conservative faction is only the core, that means it doesn't make up the entire thing. The corruption and the control was not at 100%. This is why the orders were let out from Jujutsu headquarters. If you look at the different orders that were given by them after the Shibuya incident, some of them are kind of in favor of Kenjaku and his plans, but others are kind of in favor of our protagonists. Especially the one like, I don't know, the execution of Suguru Geto. Yeah, he is Suguru Geto right now, so the fact that they call for his execution leads intelligent people who are trying to deduce the situation, like Noritoshi, to think, well, they might not be controlled just yet, because they are also seemingly against him. He let those orders slide to give that impression. Then, after that, he did the things like executing the people who were for the execution of Suguru Geto, aka the non-corrupted ones, the non-conservative faction. The same people who are not part of the conservative faction and not entirely corrupt are the ones that would be okay with Yuta being Yuji's executioner. Why? Because Yuta is aligned with the Tokyo High Jujutsu section. That section being, you know, Yaga and Gojo, people who are obviously not aligned with the conservative faction. Yuta is not aligned with them either. Yuji is also not aligned with the conservative faction, so leaving that execution in the hands of Yuta Kotsu leads to the outcome of Yuji not actually getting executed. If it was somebody from the conservative faction and they managed to kill Yuji like Yuta did, they would just leave him there dead. They wouldn't then immediately revive him so he can continue being Sukuna's vessel, which they do not want. You see where we're going? So yeah, the people who want Geto dead and the people who want Yuta to be the executioner of Yuji are not aligned with the corrupt conservative faction. That's why after the orders were let out, he then executed all of them, leaving only the corrupt individuals from Jujutsu headquarters, now giving him 100% full control of everything. Besides, you know, the decimated Zenin clan and the Gojo clan that doesn't even have Gojo. Basically, everything is under his control.
Best antagonist in the series so far.
Just saying. Either way, yeah, that kind of hopefully explains the more confusing bits of the chapter. But yeah, going back to the beginning, we start off with Kamo. He runs into the old man and starts to kind of figure out, yeah, something's kind of messed up. So he rushes to the head clan's room, only to find Kenjaku there. That's when they have this full discussion about everything going on with the Kamo clan and how he is the head of that, and everything going on with Jujutsu headquarters and how he controls that, and how he lets specific information slide so they, being Noritoshi, Kamo, and the other people against him, wouldn't realize until it's too late. And yeah, he basically tells Noritoshi Kamo that he's never going to see him again. Noritoshi thinks he's going to kill him, and Kenjaku's just like, why are you reacting like that? Because he immediately got ready for combat. It's like, what? Oh, you think I'm going to kill? No, not like that. Just like, I'm probably never going to see you again. Like, you're not important. You're not going to do anything. You can't do anything. So yeah, I'm not going to kill you. I also don't want to get the room dirty. I kind of like this room. It's kind of nice and pretty. Yeah, seriously. He's like, I don't want to kill you because it would dirty the room. And you can't do anything even if you live. Mega ultra disrespectful. Put all of that on top of the fact that he just stole this dude's seat at the head of the clan. Ultra mega combo disrespect. Dear Lord, Kenjaku is beautiful. And then we hop back over to Maki and Noritoshi in the present with the cursed spirit infiltrating the colony, joining the games. This thing's flying overhead towards them, and Noritoshi makes the comment of, if that thing is human, then Panda might as well be human too. I didn't really get what he was saying by that, because that thing is not human. And anybody who's read the chapter, we all know, yeah, human Naoya, so still, no. Even if the thing that created, the person that created, turned into this thing was once human, this thing is no longer human. Okay? It's just 100% not. But either way, Maki kind of explains that something feels off about it. And then this thing decides to make an absolute beeline, rocketing meteor style to the ground, way too fast for something as big and creepy and ugly as this thing. Seriously, if something is big and creepy and ugly, it shouldn't also be able to move extremely quickly. That just makes it big, creepy, ugly, and fast and creepier. No. No. It's disgusting. I hate looking at this thing. I hated looking at this thing before it was this thing. Either way, yeah, straight for Maki. This thing has no interest in Noritoshi at all. Which is kind of a good thing, because Noritoshi Kamo couldn't even follow what happened until this thing was like a mile and a half behind him. If it did go for Noritoshi Kamo, he would probably be dead right now. So, yeah, probably a good thing he went for Maki. And he also didn't really do anything. Seriously, he launched, rocketed straight into Maki, blasting her through buildings, rock, hills, probably a mountain or two. I don't know. It might have been some metal ore in some of those hills. I don't know. But he blasted Maki through a ton of stuff to pin her against the wall, and she's kind of just okay. Yeah, Maki is insanely durable if we didn't already know at this point. We kind of already knew that at this point. Either way, Maki tries to punch down on this thing, and right before she makes contact, it basically vanishes. And is all of a sudden beside her, slamming her, headbutting her into another wall. She says that this sensation is familiar, similar to something. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and say it. This thing is Naoya Zenin returned as a curse. This has been a theory basically since Naoya died. Honestly, there was probably people predicting this before Naoya died, like Naoya's gonna die in this fight or right after this fight, and then he's gonna end up being a curse spirit. Yeah, there were probably people way mega ahead of this. Either way, yeah, I don't. What do you want me to say about it? Naoya is like the worst character in the entire series. He is disgusting.
Disgusting!
I've said it before and I'll say it again. There is nothing to like about Naoya besides the fact that he fanboys over Toji Fushiguro the same way we do. We and Naoya both fanboy over Toji, at least most JJK fans. Dude's extremely popular. I'm sure not everybody likes Toji, but a lot of people like Toji. Naoya does too. Outside of that, there is nothing to like about him. Maybe you like projection sorcery. If that's the case, go like Naobito. Even Naobito, who is a terrible person, keep in mind, is way 1,000 million times more likable than Naoya. But I guess Naoya had to come back so he could probably just die again and, lose for a third time out of 3 fights. Yeah, I mean, there's a decent chance that Noritoshi joins in and it's like Maki with help versus Naoya because, he's stronger now because now he's a curse. I don't care. If the dude dies, that's an L. Guess what? 3rd time's the charm? Maybe not so much. Maybe so. Maybe Naoya is around for a majority of the culling game. Maybe he, no, because then, how would we not kill Maki if Naoya, if Naoya wins here, Maki almost has to die, unless some outside interference happens, which is always possible. Once again, Noritoshi's there, but we've also demonstrated Noritoshi cannot keep up at all, even relatively, with Curse Naoya. I saw somebody mention that he's probably a caterpillar. That's definitely not a bad guess. They said, I can't remember who it was, somebody down on the discussion on TCB scans. Yeah. So he mentioned he's a caterpillar and probably going to metamorphosize, whatever. He's going to go through a metamorphosis and become a butterfly, getting a huge power amp, blah, blah, blah. honestly, not a bad bet. I'm just gonna say right now, that's not a terrible bet. I could see something like that happening. And no matter what kind of butterfly he turns into, knowing JJK and knowing he's a curse, it'll probably still be an ugly butterfly. But no matter what kind of butterfly Naoya may turn into, he's still gonna be the most ugly, disgusting piece of crap in the entire series. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to put it. Either way, something I do know is this fight is going to be insanely, and I mean insanely, hype. And there's also a pretty good chance that Maki is going to use the sword that is made from her dead sister to kill Naoya. Just saying, I mean, that's a pretty good possibility, narratively and everything. But I just looked at the time on the recording. I've rambled long enough. As always, this chapter was amazing. Gege Akutami rarely, if ever, honestly, misses on a chapter. Either way, I loved it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, and if you're still around, you're the GOAT. And if you enjoyed and you are not already subscribed, maybe hit that subscribe button and hit that like. Either way, I'm out, and I'll see you guys next time.